Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushua, Bahasham, Hakodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone. Rule web and great example to his young brothers in the truth, and peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, this edifying lesson of an encounter we had at camp. A hawk flew down and perched upon the trash can behind us as we uh was holding camp, and it watched us for a minute. You know, we got it on camera or whatever, but it was just looking at us. And it's broad daylight in the middle of downtown. Like, hawks usually don't do that. Animals don't, you know, come that close as people walking around and, cars driving past and, we out there teaching. So, I took it as a spiritual thing. And at the camp, I looked up the spiritual meaning of a hawk, because the brother got at that camp, the precept, all things were created for good unto the godly, but unto sinners they are turned into evil, roughly paraphrasing. And we know these different heathens and different time frames where the Israelites worship different animals such as eagles and different things on a wicked in a wicked way, so to speak. But we can take those same spiritual meanings and use it and connect it with the scriptures, man, to enlighten ourselves, encourage ourselves, and edify and exhort one another, so to speak. And Lord willing, that's the meaning behind it, because the meaning of a hawk is spiritual, especially for it to come and perch and look at us like that. He came and posted up and he was just watching us, man. And before the hawk came, the bird, a little, I forgot what they call them, little bush birds that be in the hedges. There'd be a whole bunch of them, be like 12, and they be clicked up. We was going to something, and it was right behind us, just chirping, chirped a couple of times, and then after that, we looked. One of the brothers looked over, and the hawk. But before, when we first pulled up to the camp, we seen the hawk eating a squirrel, which I'm gonna be explaining on the video. I seen them when we first got out the car, waiting on brothers to pull up. The hawk swooped down and got the squirrel, and it was, hadn't caught him a squirrel. And as we got to teaching and going through camp, 45 minutes in the video, he swooped down to the trash can and just watched us. I don't know how long. We don't know how long he sat there, but we watched for a second and he eventually left. But I'm gonna play that too. So Lord willing, this edifying, and Lord willing, it was a message from Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh to encourage brothers, to encourage viewers, encourage us all, man. Lord willing.
Spiritual meaning of a hawk. Have you ever seen a hawk soaring high in the sky, or perhaps had one cross your path unexpectedly? This majestic bird carries a powerful spiritual message. In today's video, we'll dive into the spiritual meaning of a hawk and explore how this bird of prey can guide you toward clarity, vision, and empowerment. Stay with us to learn how the hawk's presence in your life could be a sign of transformation and new insights. 1. Clarity and vision. The hawk is often seen as a symbol of clarity and vision. Known for its sharp eyesight, the hawk can see things from great distances. And this spiritual attribute is often associated with gaining greater perspective in your own life. If you encounter a hawk, it may be a sign that you need to take a step back to look at your situation from a higher vantage point. This could be an indication that you are gaining clarity in a particular area of your life, and it's time to sharpen your vision and see things more clearly. 2. Focus and determination. Hawks are incredibly focused and determined hunters, never losing sight of their target. If a hawk appears in your life, it may symbolize the need for focus and determination in pursuing your goals. This bird encourages you to stay committed to your path and to stay unwavering in your pursuit of success. It's a reminder that with persistence and focus, you can achieve your dreams, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. 3. Spiritual awakening and growth. In many cultures, Hawks are seen as messengers of the spirit world, bringing divine guidance and insight. If a hawk shows up for you, it may signify a time of spiritual awakening or growth. The hawk is often associated with intuition and heightened spiritual awareness, so its appearance could indicate that your spiritual journey is expanding. This is a call to trust your inner wisdom and allow the universe to guide you on your path of enlightenment. 4. Freedom and independence. Hawks are solitary creatures, often flying alone and soaring freely in the sky. Their ability to travel great distances symbolizes freedom and independence. If you dream of a hawk or see one in your life, it could be a reminder to break free from any limiting beliefs or situations that may be holding you back. The hawk's presence encourages you to embrace your independence and live your life with the freedom to follow your own path. 5. Transformation and new beginnings. The hawk also represents transformation and new beginnings. Just as the hawk goes through stages of growth and change, its appearance could be signaling a time for you to embrace a new phase in your life. This could be a time to let go of the old and make space for something new. The hawk encourages you to rise above challenges and soar toward new horizons, knowing that transformation is part of your spiritual journey. The spiritual meaning of a hawk brings powerful messages of clarity, focus, spiritual awakening, freedom, and transformation. If you've recently encountered a hawk, take it as a sign that the universe is offering you guidance. To see things
And we don't believe in no universe offering us guidance. We trust in Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. You know, we don't believe in all that universe, the universe doing this. No, the Lord is doing every goddamn thing. And him and his angels, man. You know, the spirits, that serve him. Not no universe and all this old stargazer astrology ass goddamn wisdom, man. But at all in all, the hawk have a spiritual meaning behind it, and for it to come and perch up on us like that, it's beautiful, man. The water you have by some you have a shot for that. Let's go to the video. And I let it play because it's gonna come up in a couple minutes. You know,
Who made him? Yeah. Yep. It's city. It is, yeah. It's a great city. The amenities and shit. Straight to hell. But hey, nothing.
Real quick, Matthew 5 and 20 and 21. This Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant.
He just had a squirrel. He killed that big man.
He's good, you can tell.
Yeah, he's chilling. And we gonna have the animals and all that. If you want a pet hawk, here you can have a pet hawk.
Right. Yeah, I gotta let the camera get that man.
Yeah, let's get a picture of him before he dip off on y'all.
That boy,
he just had a squirrel early. Let me see if I can zoom it in. Yeah, I seen him. Yeah, man. There you go. Sitting on the trash can. He came close to us. And then we in the middle, this broad day. Animals don't usually do shit like that. You see what I'm saying? In the broad day like that.
That's spiritual. And then he close up on humans. They don't get that close to no humans.
Yeah, he just sitting there chilling. I seen him earlier. I seen him swoop down. I like, oh, look at that hawk. He flew up there in the tree. He had something in his hand. Had a whole motherfucking squirrel.
Yeah.
That's a spirit. The bird was just on the land behind me, and not a hawk.
Hey, even the animals in the trees know this bitch is done away with, man. You know, we're at the end of this bitch, man, and shit. We feel like we can't wait another day, man. We so ready for this shit to goddamn end.
Hey, this finna be that hawk home. He ain't gonna be nobody.
Yeah, but that's pretty much the point. Just, got a picture of the hawk. But he came down, man. He came close to us. And that trash can really ain't far away from us. And he was looking straight at us, you know. When you, if you, if you could see, he was looking straight at the camp. He was sitting on the trash can facing towards us. And it's spiritual, the water you have by some house for it, you know. But it's just in the simple Google definition. I had looked it up once after the count was over. I said, I'm like, well, I wonder what the meaning of a hawk is. Like the spiritual meaning of a hawk coming out, because that was an unusual thing for a actual hawk to come and swoop and sit broad daylight, on the trash can and look at it. That ain't never happened. But it say a hawk, which we just watched the video, but it say a hawk spiritual meaning revolves around uh clear vision, um spiritual awareness, and acting as a messenger for insight and protection. It's often viewed as a bridge between the earthly and the spiritual realm. It's a hawk sighting encourages focus or a higher purpose, developing intuition and rising above obstacles to see the bigger picture. Yeah, because everything we going through it's a bigger picture behind all this shit. So lock the fuck in, man. Fuck all that woe is me, all that old, gird up your loins like a man. All of us, the Lord demanding that of us, man. You know. But I got I'm gonna go back to that video and small, shrink it, shrink it.
Spiritual meaning of
And then I just got lists of different precepts, no particular, I just put KJV clarity, vision, you know, and grab a few of them, and Lord willing, this be edifying and uplifting to brothers and sisters out there, to stay locked the fuck in, man. We almost up out this bitch. The Lord getting ready to destroy America, and He destroying America, and He finna save us, man, and give us the kingdom. Don't you want the kingdom? I want the kingdom. I don't want to die here. So let me shrink it.
of a hawk. Have you ever seen a hawk soaring
The first one was clarity, which it don't matter where we get them, just going according to how this
High in the
video
sky,
going.
or perhaps had one cross your path unexpectedly. This majestic bird carries a powerful spiritual message. In today's video, we'll dive into the spiritual meaning of a hawk and explore how this bird of prey can guide you toward clarity, vision, and empowerment. Stay with us.
Clarity, vision, and empowerment. But this first one I just put KJV clarity, and the first precept was Romans 12:2. It say, pull up the full chapter. Romans chapter 12 and verse 1. It say, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, which is your reasonable service. Hey man, that's all brothers. This is all the fuck you got, man. And to proving otherwise, that woman, you ain't for sure got that. You know, this motherfucker might leave you, man. She might wife you, man. So you ain't got her. You know, your family, you ain't got them. All we got is Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, and those who believe in this truth, man. Who is my mother and who is my brother? Those that do the will of my Father which is in heaven, man. We ain't got nothing else, man. All we got is this truth and the brothers who believe in the same things we do. Because everybody else who not a part of the Lord's elect are finna flip the script this like too bright. Salakia. Hopefully it ain't. Salakia. Everybody else is gonna flip the script on this, man. If they ain't of the elect, they gonna flip the script. They gonna bug out. We ain't gonna be able to be around these people in the times to come. Associate with these people. Even communicate with these people, because people gonna be finna lose their shit, man. You know? But this is our reasonable service to serve the Lord. Present our bodies as a living sacrifice, man. In the openings of the gates, man. In the face of these devils who afflicted us, man. Made no account of our goddamn labors, man. Now we telling this nigga he finna go down. And the least of the flock to draw America out into war, and it ain't no stopping this shit, man. The Lord getting ready to bring this bitch down. And Lord willing, this our last Passover, man. Lord willing, this the last time on this side of so-called normalcy. Lord willing, this year all hell break loose, man. The Lord is finna shorten these days, and he finna, strengthen us in this faith, and that power coming, persecution, all that's coming. And it ain't nothing to be scared of, man. We ain't got no reason to be worried and scared. The Lord doing what he told us he was going to do. We got the secrets, man. We have clarity. We know what's happening in the earth. We ain't scratching our head like, oh, what's going on? No, man. We know, man. We know what 2nd Ezra 15 talking about, 16 talking about, Isaiah 13, Joel 2. We know these scriptures, man. We have a clear view. We have a vision. We have clarity. We understand these things, man. It say, and be not conformed to this world. Why? Because this world finna pass away. But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, man. That ye may prove that which is good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. And what's that? Serving the Lord. Keeping the law, statutes, commandments to the best of our ability, and doing the work of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Being brotherly, serving one another, being there for each other, and ultimately being there for the Lord, because we got a goddamn job to do, man, and we got to finish this shit. We've been given a task that we have to finish, and we got to follow the steps of the Apostle to heart, man, and he laying it down marvelous, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, leading by example, man, you know, and the water Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai for the apostles and the elders, man, you know, those men who given all diligence to make their call and election sure for free, you know, because they could be like Bishop Nate and them, be like, nah, we're going to sell you everything we know. It'd be broken than a motherfucker, man. Verse 3 it say, For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think. Yeah, because we ain't special as far as like we just can know. The Lord blessed us with this knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai has given us the insight. The Lord have our eyes open. He giveth to us and he can take this from us, man. So we want to remain humble, and thankful, not waxing proud because we know something. And we know some shit through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai that the world can't see. That the world can't even receive. Not only can they not see it, they can't even receive it, man. Unless the Lord tap into their spirit. We couldn't get this unless the Lord tapped into us, man. You know? It say but to think soberly, according as God hath dealt to every man the measure of faith. Yep. So the Lord gave each and every one of us a measure of faith. You know. I'll go get a little something else out there. Psalms 37 and 23 it say the steps of a good man. You know. Why callest thou me good? There's none good but the Most High. You know. But a good man represent, a hopeful elect man, a man uh, uh, who is obedient to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai to the best of their abilities, man, are ordered by the Lord, and he delight in his ways. Yeah, the law, statutes, and commandments, man. That's what a good man would be doing. See, you got these women out there. A woman. These people in the world don't know what a good man is. You know, they'll consider a good man somebody who, work at a goddamn a doctor. Oh, that's a good man. He a doctor. He went to college. He a good man. He the pastor. He's a good man. That's a good man right there. He got a suit in the town. That's a good one. You better hold on to him. you know? And then they see the prophet, they like, he don't even got his face shaved. He ain't even clean cut. Don't talk to him, girl. You know? But they look at these niggas in the world like they good men, but that ain't what the Lord classifies as good men. The good men are those who doing the will of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And I was just grabbing precepts. This what popped up for clarity. Just speaking in the spirit, going reading precepts. This First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 21, it say prove all things. And that's what we do through the scriptures. Whether you see it or not, we prove it to you and show you these prophecies that's happening. And we link them to the scriptures. And ain't no Christian doing what we doing. And when they try to do it, they be off, man. They might be right on one point and then shit just get confused and they go way left or way right or way up and down. Shit just go out the fucking picture, man. That be, Magog is Russia. I mean, Gog is Russia. And then, Babylon is Iraq, get the going off, you know. I'm just talking shit, just saying stuff. But they'll get the going left. They'll be right about one thing and then go left because the Lord ain't dealing with them. You know? And that's what we do through the scriptures. We prove all things and we hold fast that which is good, which is the scriptures, man. This doctrine. This James chapter 1 and verse 5, it say, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh that giveth all men liberally. So if we lacking wisdom, they just ask the Lord. He got you. It's gonna come with a little pain, a little suffering. Hey, if you strong enough to overcome it, he gonna, open your eyes to what the fuck going on, man, and strengthen you. Hey, the Lord is a hard teacher. You ask for wisdom, he might hit you across the head, your car might break down. You know, bitch might leave. You ask the Lord, give me some knowledge, wisdom, understanding. What you gonna realize is all you got is the Lord. You keep on asking for wisdom. That's how you gonna really get fired. Some crazy shit, you know. Tire be flat in the morning. Shit. It say, and it shall be given him. I'm just saying that's just the trials that come with this truth. It make you just trust in the Lord is what I'm getting at. You know, and you gonna grow in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, patience. You gonna learn how to love the fucking suffer, man, like Apostle Tar said. That shit, it ain't gonna be peachy, man. You coming to this truth. When you come to serve the Lord, you better fucking prepare your soul for temptation. You know, cause ain't nothing promised. You got a family when you come in the truth. By the time you leave, we be delivered. They might be gone. You know, you have a good job when you come into the truth. Before it's all said and done, all that shit gonna be gone. You know, you got a whole bunch of women, and you own in the earth, and you come into this truth. All that shit gone. You know, so ain't none of all this other shit outside of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is vanity, man. It's not promised. None of this shit is promised. You know? So prepare to lose everything, man. Prepare to lose all this shit. Ain't none of this shit promised to us. And we shouldn't really even much at this point, we really shouldn't even care. Our focus is being delivered from the times that's coming. You know? But fuck all this shit. We want the kingdom, man. All this corruptible wicked shit in this kingdom. Fuck all this shit, man. We look for a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. It's Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 24. And I'm just and this ain't going into what I'm saying. I'm just saying I'm reading. I don't know what it's gonna say. It say a man's going is of the Lord. And how can a man then understand his way? Yeah, we ain't in control. You ain't got no damn free will. You know? A man going is of the Lord. How the hell you gonna control your own way? Your going is of the Lord. We ain't in control of nothing. The Lord is in control. Um, which that's good. Let's go to the next one. We'll be all night reading them pretty soon. Where was it? I think this one was Vision. I just typed KJV Vision. Yep. 100 Bible verses about vision, which we ain't gonna read all of them. We just gonna read a couple. This Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1. Because we had a vision. We see. This Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1 and say, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he shall say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon the table that he may run that readeth it. Verse 3 it say, for the vision is yet for a appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry. Wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So the vision was for a appointed time. And at the end, which we at the end, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob's the beginning of it, that follows. We at the end. So we seeing what's coming. You know, we seeing it. It's speaking. It ain't lying. It's speaking. It's talking loud and clear. But do you have the insight? Do you have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to see? Is or do you have the eyesight to see the things that the scriptures were saying? Do you believe it? Do you have faith, man? Because it's happening. And if you be weak and worrying about and can't overcome the things of this world, you gonna get sucked back into this world, man. You know, and all that shit is a demon, man, playing on your mind, trying to pull you back. Come on back over here on the dark side, Luke. You know what that Anakin? I don't know, Luke, Anakin, Skywalker, goddamn, Darth Vader, your motherfucking ass, back on to the dark side. Don't go back to the dark side, man. Don't listen to them voices, man. Keep fighting, man. Keep striving. This is the truth, you know. And Esau is through. This the truth, and Esau is through. This Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 18, it say, where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. Yeah, so these people in the world, they don't have the vision. They don't see what's going on. They don't see the prophecy popping like goddamn popcorn, man. You know? So they getting ready to perish, man. And we breaking the vision down plainly to them, but they still can't, for some reason, somehow, they cannot see it. Why? Because the Lord had them blinded. You know? The Lord got spiritual blockers on niggas, man, who he wanna kill. Or who he wanna wake up later at a later date. But a lot of people just not a part of the Lord's elect and finna die, man. You know? This the book of Joel, chapter 28 and verse um 2 and verse 28. It say, and it shall come to pass afterward, in these times we are in now, that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. And that's what people doing when they, it's a whole bunch of people waking up. Dreams of America getting hit by missiles, and all hell breaking loose, and dreams of people starving to death. You know, everybody having all these dreams. Why? Because the Lord pouring out His Spirit upon all flesh, man, and they speaking the vision that's getting ready to come to pass that we break down to you through the scriptures, man. We telling you these things coming. You know, start with the apostles and elders on down. What they've been warning and telling us, these things are coming. What people seeing vision of, things that we said was coming, man, through the spirit and power of who? Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Not no God and Jesus, man. Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai is revealing all these things unto us, man. Get it right, man. This the book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 7, that say, surely the Lord will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets, man. So the Lord is revealing his secrets unto us, man. What's his secrets? The visions. These things that's written in the scriptures. But he tell unto you is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom, but unto them is not given. Where the mystery of the king found it? Written in the scriptures. Everything written aforetime was written for our learning, man. That we through comfort of the scriptures may have hope, man. We have hope through the things that we read, man. We grow in faith through the things that we read. And then we look out into the earth and see them through the proper doctrine of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Now we know what's going on, man. And it's clear. It's plain. It's evident, you know? But our people can't see it. Yeah, that's pretty much the point on the vision. And it says something about stepping back. Yeah, it happens in my video.
Have you ever seen a hawk soaring high in the sky, or perhaps had one cross your path unexpectedly? This majestic bird carries a powerful spiritual message. In today's video, we'll dive into the spiritual meaning of a hawk and explore how this bird of prey can guide you toward clarity, vision, and empowerment. Stay with us to learn how the hawk's presence in your life could be a sign.
And what's our empowerment? Which I ain't hear him say that. What are we empowered by? This doctrine, man. These words. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, ultimately. The angels that encamp around about us. That's our empowerment, knowing that we got backing. Even in death. Some of us gonna die. That's just what it's gonna be. This how this shit got to go. Let me stop. That is how I gotta go though, man. Some of us may be beheaded or however it see fit, but anything is better than giving in to this nigga, man. Fuck Esau, man. Fuck the so-called white man, the international bank. All you motherfuckers finna lose, and there ain't nothing you can do to stop it, man. You better go back over Project Looking Glass and how all roads lead to goddamn your ass going to Camp motherfucking Tivity, nigga. And the Lord returning and kicking your ass, man. You might as well go get in the bunkers right now and goddamn commence the goddamn New World Order, man. Just go on, get in your bunker and let's get it popping, man. Nobody worry about you niggas, man. You a man, you gonna die, you devils. You die. You niggas sick now, man. Feeble now, man. Nigga, 85 years old, man. Heart transplants and shit. You can't fuck with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. And you'll never be us, man. You fucking Edomites. Y'all ass is through. This is it, man. You know? It's over for you devils, man. Now run and go tell that. Let me stop.
Of transformation and new insights. 1. Clarity and vision. The hawk is often seen as a symbol of clarity and vision. Known for its sharp eyesight, the hawk can see things from great distances, and this spiritual attribute is often associated with gaining greater perspective in your own life. If you encounter a hawk, it may be a sign that you need to take a step back to look at your situation from a higher vantage point.
Yeah, and that made me come to this. 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5. Examine yourselves. Because you gotta re-evaluate, recalculate, recalibrate, goddamn, you know, in this walk. And examine yourself. It say whether ye be in the faith, prove your own selves. Know ye not your own self, how Yahweh Shai Hamashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates, man. We don't want to be found to be reprobates. We don't want to be reprobates, Silver. You know? Examine yourself, man. Keep your eye on the motherfucking prize, man. We want to win. You want to be victorious, man. You want the Lord to tell you, I want the Lord to tell me, well done, thy good and faithful servant. Here, look at that crown I got for you. This bitch gonna fit your big head, man, perfectly. I've been making these crowns since I've, been at the right hand of the Father for each and every one of y'all. Well done. Here, you see that jewel right there? That came from Galaxy goddamn 655 27. I'm just some crazy shit. How Esau come nigga give you some numbers, Kepler B, you know, some crazy shit. Let me stop bullshit.
This could be an indication that you are gaining clarity in a particular area of your life, and it's time to sharpen your vision and see things more clearly. 2. Focus and determination.
Yeah, and the clearest thing that you should be seeing vision wise is that this place is done. It ain't nothing else past this shit but the destruction, man. You should clearly, you know, see that. It's over with. That's it. You know?
Hawks are incredibly focused and determined hunters, never losing sight of their target.
Focus. Don't lose sight of the target, man. Do not lose sight of the target. Focus, lock the fuck in, man. Meaning focus, man. On the task at hand and the prize to come. Because shit finna get shaky and we need to be more locked in than ever. At ultimately we gotta lock in more. All of us, including myself first and foremost, but all of us gotta lock the fuck in. Why? Because this shit over with. It's done. And it's finna get real turbulent, real shaky, real tumultuous, so to speak. Chaotic, you know? And if you ain't locked in, when the chaos arrives, you're gonna be all over the place, man. You know? Shaking, moving and shit. You know? This the book of Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 3. It say, commit thy works unto the Lord, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and thy thoughts shall be established, man. So, hey, everything we do, I mean, of course, your day to day, until you can't no more, you gotta grind and shit, but commit your works to the Lord. All this shit don't mean that. No, none of this shit even much mean that no more for real, man. Of course, you gotta take care of home or wherever you at or whatever you got going, but this shit, that shit should really be secondary, you know? Third dairy, you know? This shit over with, man. Oh, this Philippians chapter 3 and verse 12, it say, not as though I had already attained. It say either where already perfect. It say, but I follow after, if that I may apprehend that for which also I am apprehended of Yahweh Shai Mashiach Yahweh Shai. It say, brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forget those things which are behind. Yeah, fuck this world. This shit gotta be behind us. And reaching forth unto those things which are before. Yeah, focus, man. Lock the fuck in. What's before us, man? The kingdom of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Yasa Allah, is before us, man. Immortality, you know? A new heaven and a new earth where indwelleth righteousness, man. You know, the law, statutes, and commandments being implemented in the earth. Nigga, you ain't gonna have to worry about goddamn going to the store and goddamn scratching your head. You know, like, what the fuck is this? You know, what's in this food? You know, you ain't gonna have to worry about, is this tap water in this bottle or is it alkaline water? You know, is it good water? All that shit finna be through, man. You ain't gonna have to be goddamn looking at a chick. Is this a man or is it a woman? You know shit fucked up. And you looking at this bitch, you get up on her like, man, fuck, this a fucking nigga. You know, hey man, we gotta get the fuck up out of here, man. And you can't go upside their head for deceiving you from afar back. And you going to fucking jail, man. You know, so hey, we looking forward to that which is before us, man. Fuck this shit. Verse 14, I press toward the mark, man. What's the mark? You know, the salvation, man. The prize. For the prize of the high calling of God and Hamashiach Yahweh. We want to be delivered and saved, man. Press toward that mark, man. You know? Kiss the son, least he be angry. When the Lord come, we gonna snatch us up quick. Like, nope. You know, they ain't gonna they ain't getting burnt up by thermonuclear missiles. That's one of my chosen. You know? We want the prize, that penny. You know? The Lord say he put us in the field to work and promised us all a penny, man. You know? No matter what hour you came in, you gonna get a pretty penny when the Lord returned. We all agreed to the penny. You know? Uh, Matthew chapter 24 and verse 13, it say, but he that endureth unto the end, the same gonna be saved, man. So we gotta endure to the end. We gotta fight until the end. You know? Do the work till we can't do it no more. And then after we do the work till we can't do it no more, remember the sayings of the Lord and what we need to avoid when the work is over. When we can't go to the videos and see what Apostle Tar got to say. We gotta already know what's, you know, the task at hand. Don't take that mark, man. And to death do you part. You know? So fuck this life. Fuck this body, man. You know? The devil is coming with a mark that he want to put in you to where you can get back the comforts, where you can buy and sell, where you can operate in his NWO. You gotta be fully persuaded in your own mind that that's what that is, man. You can't be, well, is it the mark? I'm kind of hungry. My baby crying. My wife yapping. You know, acting like Lot wife saying, Joe, we might as well get it. Ain't no other way. We ain't got no other way to eat. We ain't ate in 2 days. Instead of praying to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And that's where a lot of these captains gonna be taking it, man. Why? Because they don't know what the mark is. They think it's sin in all its form. You know? Bug the fuck out, man. I read that wrong, please. Romans 12 and 21 and say, be not overcome with evil, but overcome evil with good. You know, keep striving for this truth unto death. Rebuke Satan. When wickedness and evil thoughts come into your head, rebuke it. You know? Because the demons attacking us, we ain't wrestling against flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in high places, principalities, man. We gotta fight against these spirits, man. You know? So it's a constant battle, it's a constant fight. It's not just, you know, when you press play on the camera. No, it's an all day thing, man. We always battling against spirits, battling, you know, the lust of the flesh, battling wickedness, man, leaving us exhausted at times. Hey, man, that's why the Lord getting ready to give us rest, man. The saints are worn out. He start playing, doing all kind of enchantments. This nigga tapping in the CERN, you know, bringing in more spirits from on the left hand side and conjuring up different deities and shit. And we got to continue to strengthen ourselves in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai so we can ward off the wiles of the devil, ward off Satan, you know, ward off the adversaries. Yahweh Shai told Peter, Apostle Peter, uh, Satan desired to have you, to sift you as wheat, man. Satan wants you out of this thing. Satan wants you on the opposite side, Peter. You better lock in, man. Satan wants you. He's seeking to devour you, man. And that's for all us, man. Satan, us who believe Satan want us on the opposite side, man. He want us to forsake Job. You know, you ain't heard of the afflictions of Job, man. Certainly, Lord, I can get him to forsake you. Let me goddamn, tap his health. Let me take his wife. Let me take his kids. Let me, you know, make this person forsake him and that person forsake him. We smite his vehicle, smite his finances, smite this, smite that. Let me cause a little ruckus in his life. He gonna forsake you. Let me make it to where he can't get no play from no women. He gonna forsake you. You know? Philippians 4 and 13 it say I can do all things through Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, which strengthen me. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which strengthen me. And we can. We can overcome this world through what? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And that's how we gonna win, man. Matthew chapter 7 and verse 13. It reads, enter ye in at the straight gate. You gotta be focused on that straight gate. It's a path of difficulty. For wide is the gate and it's a narrow path, you know. For wide is the gate that and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, you know. So you ain't gotta be focused on the wide. It's easy to go get yourself killed by Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Just go back into the world. That big wide gate, you can do what the fuck you wanna do. But that straight gate, you got one path that you gotta be focused on. That one path. It ain't many different ways you can go. You can't wander off to the left or wander off to the right, or you gonna goddamn fall into a fire or deep water on the other side, man. You know. So you gotta be laser focused, tight fucking rope, man. It say, for broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Yeah, so the world is going in the wide gate, including a lot of these different Israelite camps. They entering into the wide gate because they trying to merge the world with the truth. They don't want to get on the straight and narrow path. They don't want to go down the path because that straight is like the straits of Hormuz. It's a path of difficulty. And they showing you why that shit called the straight right now because you can't just do what you want. Iran got that bitch on lock. And ain't nothing nobody can do about it unless Iran say, okay, we gonna stop. We gonna open it back up. And we hope like fuck no shit change that, man. Why? Because all these things is getting us closer to the kingdom of heaven. And ain't nothing nobody can do to stop it. Now one of you heathen. Why? Because the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. And the Lord is controlling you devils, man. Every last one of you, from you American devils to you Iranian devils, man. All you heathens are in the hands of the Lord right now. And the Lord baking a cake for your motherfucking ass. It say, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life. So you got to be laser focused on it to get into life. It's a narrow path to life. It ain't many different ways you can go. So you got to be focused. You got to overcome the straits before you. You can't be looking around trying to. No, this the only way. You got to go through that way. You can't go this way. You can't go left and right and all that other shit. You got to go straight through it. You know. So you need to be focused. You know. Ain't no turning looking to see if it's a other alternative and all that shit. Nah, ain't no other alternative. You got to go that way, man. Whatever presented for, that's the way you gotta go. Right to it, and you gotta overcome that obstacle. Then the next obstacle, you gotta overcome that obstacle in front of you. You can't look. I wonder if I can go around that way and get. Nope, you gotta go through that obstacle. The one that's before you. It say which leadeth to life, and few there be that find it. So Lord willing, we those men who found that. Who find life, man, and overcome the straight gate. Overcome all the obstacles put before us in our different walks. Everybody got a different walk, man.
If a hawk appears in your life, it may symbolize the need for focus and determination in pursuing your goals. This bird encourages you to stay committed to your
And what's our ultimate goal, man? Finishing the work of the Lord. That should be each and every one of the 144,000 ultimate goal. I ain't speaking to the women and know the helps. The ultimate goal for the, Lord willing, we are part of that number, 144,000, the prophets, is to finish his work, 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 finish his work. Why? So we can rest, man.
path, and to stay unwavering in your pursuit of success. It's a reminder that with persistence and focus, you can achieve your dreams, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. 3. Spiritual awakening.
Yeah. So no matter how hard shit get, we can achieve our dreams. Hey, what's our dream, man? We don't know how we gonna be, but when we return, we gonna be like him. If we found worthy, man, we overcome this world. If we go through the straight gate that lead us to life. And how about Shimmy Hawashai ain't gonna leave us out here to dry, man? He gonna deliver us. Don't get it twisted. The Lord gonna deliver us. This the book of Hebrews, what the was Hebrews 10 and 23, and it read, "Let us hold fast the profession of our faith." Nope, that ain't what I wanted. But that's gonna come up later. That ain't what I was. This what I wanted. This Second Peter chapter 1 and verse 10, it reads, "Wherefore, brethren, rather give diligence to make thy calling and election sure." It say, "For if we do these things, ye shall never fail." So, giving diligence to make our calling and election sure, man, we want to get, hey, man, do the work, man.
Of success. It's a reminder that with persistence and focus, you can achieve your dreams, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. 3. Spiritual awakening and growth. In many cultures,
Yeah. So, no matter what we going through, we got to figure out a way to continue to do the work. Even on your deathbed, man. If you sickly or whatever, continue to do the work and you're gonna find good success. If we die in this truth, giving it all we got, guess what? We're gonna be raised up at the return of the Lord in perfect bodies, you know, in perfect health with our heart's desire. The Lord is getting ready to pour blessings on the victors in this fight, man.
hawks are seen as messengers of the spirit world, bringing divine guidance and insight. If a hawk shows up for you, it may signify a time of spiritual awakening or growth. The hawk is often associated with intuition and heightened spiritual awareness, so its appearance could indicate that your spiritual journey is expanding. This is a call to trust your inner wisdom and allow the universe to guide you on your path of enlightenment. 4.
Yeah, and the universe ain't guiding us nowhere. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is guiding us. The angels. Man don't know his the way of man is not in himself. It is not a man that walketh to direct his steps, but the Lord that direct our paths, man. And that's what we hoping and praying that the Lord is guiding us. You know.
Freedom and independence. Hawks are solitary creatures, often flying alone and soaring freely in the sky. Their ability to travel great distances symbolizes
And we gotta be soldiers. Solid. They say they solitary creatures. You know. We gotta know who called us to be a soldier. Let me see if I can get that. So this on 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 4, it reads, "No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier." You say, see, it say no man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life. So fuck this life, man. Lock into Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Let out. We got to. If you ain't got to, guess what? The Lord gonna goddamn get the snatching shit, and you gonna be like, why, Lord? Don't do bullshit. Don't do that. Because if you get to go, why, Lord? Why this and why that? What you can complain to the Lord, but you gotta understand why at the end of the day, because all this shit is vanity. You know. And you got to trust the Lord. Trust the process. Is everything we go into is to grow us, to better us, strengthen us. Not to destroy you. Don't think that the Lord doing things to you to destroy you. Shall we not receive good from Yahweh? By Hashem Yahweh Shai, not evil, man. Lock the fuck in. Say that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. And that's the ultimate goal. Please the Lord. Kiss the son, lest he be angry. He chose us to be a soldier. It say, and if a man also strive for masteries, yet is he not crowned, except he strive lawfully. And that's what we strive for, the masteries. We master prophets, prophesying the downfall of Esau King to let them know his ass is grass.
Is freedom and independence. If you dream of a hawk or see one in your life, it could be a reminder to break free from any limiting beliefs or situations that may be holding you back. The hawk's presence encourages you to embrace your independence and live your life with the freedom to follow your own path. 5. Transformation and new beginnings. The hawk also represents transformation and new beginnings. Just
Yeah, and we finna go into a new phase of faith because it's finna get real crazy at this bitch. It's finna be a new goddamn. We're gonna have to be on a whole nother level in faith, man, in the times that's getting ready to come. Because it ain't gonna be cute or pretty.
the hawk goes through stages of growth and change, its appearance could be signaling a time for you to embrace a new phase in your life. This could be a time to let go of the old and make space for something new. The
Yeah, because the kingdom is coming. Let go of this world. The kingdom coming. That's the new that's coming.
hawk encourages you to rise above challenges and soar toward new horizons, knowing that transformation is part of your spiritual journey. The spirit
Yep. You gotta grow in this thing. And the apostles, they harp on that. You gotta grow in this thing, man. I think I had some precepts on growth. This the book of 2 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 3. It say, but grow in grace and the knowledge of Yahweh of the Lord and Savior Yahweh and Yahweh and Savior Yahweh Mashiach. To him be glory both now and forever. Amen. You know, this the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 15. It reads, meditate upon these things and give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. How is your profiting going to appear to all? Because you're going to grow in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You're going to grow in this truth. You're going to grow in faith. And everybody going to be able to see it oozing off you, man. You know, your understanding, you know. This the book of Hebrews chapter 5 and verse 12. It reads, for when, oh shit. It say for when, damn, it say for For when for what the fuck? For when for the time, okay. For when for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principle of the oracles of God, and are become such as have need of milk and not strong meat. And that's ultimately for a lot of these camps who haven't been under the tutelage of the apostles, man. You know, they need to restart basically from scratch down there and get back into the milk, and get the, proper milk and the proper understanding of the milk, so to speak. It say for everyone that uses milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness. It say for he is a babe, but strong meat belongeth to them that are full age, even those who by have use, uh, reason of use have. You know, this the book of Romans chapter 5 and verse 2. It say, by whom also we have access by faith unto the grace wherein we stand, and rejoice in hope of the glory of God. It say, and not only so, but we glory in tribulation also. And that's a form of growth, man. Understanding, okay, shit, this why I'm going through this and this, because shit, the Lord is, and you gotta step back and examine, like, damn, Lord, pray, to the Lord to see what He's trying to show you, ask, you know, for understanding of, for growth on why you're going through what you're going through, you know. It's something the Stoics say, pray not for an easy life, but pray to the Lord to give you the spirit to endure a hard life, man. It's a Stoic quote. Well, I don't know who it's from, but I know it's a Stoic quote. Probably Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus. I don't think it was Epictetus. I think it was a quote from Marcus Aurelius. But I could be wrong. It could be somebody else. Goddamn, I don't know. Verse 4, it say, and patient. Uh, damn. Verse 3 again. I'm gonna close up and get sleepy. It say, and not only so, but we glory in tribulation also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope, and hope maketh not ashamed. It say because the love of God is shed abroad in your hearts by the Holy Spirit which is in you. I'm pretty sure that's what that's gonna say. Which is. Well, I'll just leave it there. Which is. Cause I don't want to add to the word. You know. This the book of Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 15. It say, but speak the truth in love, may grow up unto him in all things, which is the head, even Hamashiach. You know. And that's what we do, man. We speak the truth in love to our people. Why? Because we giving you more. We trying to save your life, man. Showing you the ultimate love that can be shown. No, can't nobody show us no more ultimate love than what the Lord showed us. by waking us up to this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, giving us this truth, giving us an insight on what's going to happen, and giving us the cheat codes to overcome these things and get the victory, man. Lord told us everything we need to be doing. All we need to do is do what the Lord told us to do, and if we are the Lord's elect, we gonna be delivered. If we not of the Lord's elect, then you just ain't of the Lord's elect. You ain't nothing you can do, and nothing you ain't gonna. If you ain't of the elect, you gonna fall out. If you are the Lord's elect, you gonna do what you gotta do, and that's just simple as that. And like the scripture say, give diligence, which we all gotta do. If you're not, you gotta step back, examine yourself, and re-evaluate, calibrate, and let me stop, and associate and lock in, man. What it say? Remember your first love. You know,
Spiritual meaning of a hawk brings powerful messages of clarity, focus, spiritual awakening, freedom, and transformation. If you've recently encountered a hawk, take it as a sign that the universe is offering you guidance. To see things more clearly, stay determined, and embrace the freedom to grow and transform. If you found this video insightful, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Dreamwalker Journeys.
it said something about wavering. This Hebrews chapter 10 and verse, it says something about wavering early in the video. Basically being locked in, not wavering. You know, focused on your path. Hebrews 10 and 13 to say, let us hold fast the profession of our faith, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, this doctrine, without wavering, man. For he is faithful that promised. And the Lord got us, man. He said he got us, so guess what? Don't worry about it. Just know he got you through all things, no matter what it is. This James chapter 5 and verse 16 to say, confess your faults one to another and pray one for another that ye may be healed. The effectual fervent prayer of the righteous man availeth much. Yeah, so we gotta be praying, man. You know, praying for one another. You know, cause that prayer we had, you know, when you praying for brothers, which is something we all should constantly do. You know, I always pray for everybody, Lord willing. You know, it availeth much. Well, I'm always praying for the believers, the elect, the brothers. You know, when I pray for myself, I pray for the body, man. I pray for everybody, the apostles on down to the believers. That the Lord keep us safe, protect us, heal us, be with us through all our tribulations, turmoils that we catch, all the hell we catching, and give us the spirit to overcome all this fuck shit, man. You know, because the overcoming the things that we going through is the growing part. That's just growing. The Lord is terrible, man. He a hard teacher. James 4 and verse 7, it says, submit yourselves, therefore, to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Yep, so when you find yourself catching hell, hey man, submit yourself to the Lord. Shit, Lord is on you. You can only get me through this. You can give me the spirit to endure this. I'm trusting fully in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And, you know, however the chips fall, that's what it's going to be. Your will going to be done. I ain't gonna worry about the devil. I ain't gonna play into it. I'm not gonna, you know, curse the Lord in my heart. You know, what Satan was trying to get Job to do. I'm gonna trust in the Lord, and he resist the devil, and he gonna flee. He ain't gonna have no choice. This would have been a good one for something that it was saying new beginnings. This Second Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 17, it say, therefore, if any man be in Hamashiach, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. And that's what it said at the end, new beginnings, man.
Rise above challenges and soar toward new horizons, knowing that transformation is part of your spiritual journey. The spiritual meaning of
Yep.
a hawk brings powerful messages of clarity, focus, spiritual awakening, freedom, and transformation. If you've recently encountered a hawk, take it as a sign that
Mm. And that's pretty much the point. Pretty much the point. This Hebrews 11 and 6, it say, but without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh, for he for he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him, man. So you gotta diligently seek the Lord, man, continually. Even once you think you got it, you ain't got it. None of us got it. We gotta continue to act like, we don't know what's going on and keep that fire through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Diligently keep seeking the Lord, and all that's gonna do is benefit us, man. You're gonna grow, you know. That's why Apostle Todd always going through the precepts, having fun with it. You gotta have fun with it. You gotta keep going through it, keep going over it, doing the first work ultimately. Diligency like you first came to truth, just all into the word, you know. You don't even want no box. You just want to learn, goddamn. Fuck that cat. I'm gonna stay up all night watching videos, man. We the Israelites. Dude up. Let me stop. That's pretty much the point. Lord willing, this giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Chakodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, rule with him and grace them to his young brothers in the truth, and peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. Shalom. Kwam Yashala and Baba. Shalom.